Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to how to paint a fiberglass mini bonnet. In today's video I'm going to take you through the full stages on painting this miniature fiberglass mini bonnet. So this has got a gel coat over it, and what I'm doing is I'm just knocking this back, flattening it down with a block and by hand on some of these intricate bits here. Flatten it back, giving it a good keyed surface, and then we're going to go with some 2K high build primer. I'll take you through the primer stages. We'll prime this up, then we'll guide coat, flat that back so get a real nice flat finish on that, and then we'll move on to putting some base coat down. We're going to go back in with a white base coat on this, and then we're going to do a bonnet stripe coming down. We'll have text in the bonnet stripe. This will be metal flaked. We're going to do a mini logo, an original old school mini logo on here. And then it's going to be a portrait of Michael Caine off the Italian Job to this side with a nice soft fade coming round, blending in. So that's what's on the cards for today. I'll take you through these stages, show you the guns we're going to use, how we mix the primers, the base coats and things like that. So you'll see this whole process all the way through, guys. So sit tight and we'll crack on. See you in a bit. Right, I'll just talk you through that time lapse. We flatted the bonnet down with 320 grit and we keyed that all up, and I gave it a wipe with some panel wipe. So that's now good for the primer. The primer that I'm using is the MePot 2K high build, so I've got that here. We've got an extra fast hardener and we've got some of the MePot here. So we're going to go 4:1 on the measuring stick, nice and simple. Don't need a lot of primer on this. So up to the first increment on the stick. We'll go up to there, to the 2. And then put the hardener in up to the next one, like that. And I'm going to put quite a bit of thinner in this, so it's a nice thin mix. You can use this primer like a wet and wet. So just give that a mix up. Now we'll drop some thinner in. I'm just going to give this a few coats, build the coats up nice and light, plenty of flash time in between. Drop a nice, not too heavy coat down first, just a nice light coat, let that flash, and then just build the layers up, go wetter on each coat as we go along. Don't need a lot of primer on this because this is a good surface to go off. I just want to run you through these stages of the paint process all the way through. Just give that a really good mix up. And as you can see, that is really thin. But we'll just go nice and light and build these coats upon this. So I'll see you in the next stage. We'll get the gun set up, get a respirator on and stick the extractor on, and I'll show you how you drop some primer down. See you in a minute, guys. I'll just give you a little talk through that first coat. Just a nice light pass over the bonnet. You see me go around, get them edges all the way around, and then just a really light pass for the first coat. We'll let this flash off about 10 minutes, and then we'll go in and just start building these coats up. Probably give it about three or four coats of the primer, and that'll be more than good enough to then let it cure right down, and then we'll start guide coating this and flattening it up ready for the base coat. So I'll stick you in with the time lapse, and you'll see me start to build these layers up. process. The gun that I actually used to put the primer down is the AIRBRUSHED Black Flash, and it is a 1.8 needle and nozzle setup, so it's got a big needle and nozzle, so when you put your thick primers and things like that through it, it goes down a lot easier than trying to struggle putting primers through smaller needles. You need that big needle and nozzle setup, guys. So that's what I used. A couple of turns out on the fluid. I weren't really hammering thick coats down. I just built these coats up, gave it 4 coats in the end, so that's got plenty of primer on there to work from and flat back off of. So that's the primer done. I'll leave that to go off for a day. If you can leave your primers to go off longer, it's best to really let them cure and harden off. If you've got a booth, it's a different ball game. You can cook it and you can bake that primer straight down. So the next stage on this will be to, like I say, leave this. I'm going to leave this overnight and I'll restart this video tomorrow. But we're going to be going in with a 320. As this primer's gone down quite flat, so it's quite a flat finish on this, we'll just 320 block this off, knock all the bits off that have landed in it, things like that, and then I'll end up going down using the guide coat, and we'll finish this primer off in a 500 grit disc and get that ready for the base coat. So that'll be the next stage. So I'll see you tomorrow. We'll go through the next stage, which will be the base coat. I'll show you the guns, the mixing of the base coat and the application. See you tomorrow, guys.